You smile at your coworkers, answer their questions, and get through the day like everything's fine. But the second you're alone, the mask drops, and the thoughts that waited all day start flooding in. You're not broken. You're just carrying a mind that never stops. Most people think overthinking happens when you're stressed or anxious. But for some people, it's just the default setting. Your brain doesn't wait for permission to analyze everything. Every conversation you had today gets replayed. Every comment gets dissected for hidden meaning. And every awkward pause becomes evidence that you said something wrong. But here's the strange part. During the day, you function perfectly. You meet deadlines, make small talk, even make people laugh. No one would ever guess what's happening inside your head. Because you've learned how to compartmentalize. You've built a version of yourself that the world can interact with. And you've gotten so good at it, people think you're fine. But fine is just the performance. The real you shows up at night, when there's no one left to perform for. That's when your mind finally feels safe enough to speak. And it has a lot to say. Psychologists call this nocturnal rumination. It's the brain's way of processing what it didn't have time to process before. But for overthinkers, it doesn't feel like processing. It feels like being interrogated by your own mind. Why did I say that? What did they really mean? Did I mess everything up? The questions loop endlessly. And the worst part? There are no answers. Because overthinking isn't about solving problems. It's about trying to control the uncontrollable. You replay conversations because you want to rewrite them. You analyze people's reactions because you want certainty. You imagine worst-case scenarios because you think it will prepare you. But preparation is just another word for anxiety. And your mind keeps you up because it thinks it's protecting you. But you don't need protection from things that haven't happened. You need rest. But rest doesn't come easy when your mind is wired this way. Because overthinkers are often highly sensitive people. You notice things others don't. You feel things more deeply. And you remember things long after everyone else has moved on. That's not a flaw. That's depth. But depth comes with a cost. You carry more than most people realize. And at night, when the distractions fade, you feel the full weight of it. But here's what most people don't tell you. You don't have to fix your overthinking. You just have to learn how to hold it differently. Because the goal isn't to stop thinking. It's to stop letting your thoughts control you. And that starts with one simple shift. Stop treating your thoughts like facts. Just because you think something doesn't make it true. Just because you replay a conversation doesn't mean you ruined it. And just because your mind is loud doesn't mean something is wrong. Your mind is doing what it was designed to do. It's trying to keep you safe, even when there's no danger. So instead of fighting it, try thanking it. Thank you for trying to protect me, but I'm okay. It sounds strange, but it works. Because when you stop resisting your thoughts, they lose their power. They become background noise instead of a crisis. And slowly, night becomes less of a battlefield. It becomes a place where you can finally breathe. But this doesn't happen overnight. Healing isn't linear. Some nights you'll still spiral. Some mornings you'll still wake up exhausted. But the difference is you'll start to recognize the pattern. And when you recognize it, you can interrupt it, not by forcing your mind to shut up, but by giving it something else to focus on. Your breath, your body, the present moment. Because overthinking only happens when you're stuck in the past or the future. It never happens in the now. So when the thoughts start racing, come back to your senses. What do you hear? What do you feel? What's actually happening right now? Usually the answer is nothing bad. You're just in your room, in your bed. Safe. Another thing that helps? Routine. Overthinkers need structure, even if they resist it. A bedtime ritual signals to your brain that it's time to wind down. It doesn't have to be complicated. A warm drink, a few pages of a book, some slow breathing. Just something that tells your mind, we're done for today. And if your mind doesn't listen, that's okay too. Some nights, you just have to let it run. Not every thought needs a response. Not every question needs an answer. And not every worry needs to be solved at 2 a.m. You can let it be. And you'll still be okay in the morning. Because the truth is, you've survived every night so far. Every spiral, every sleepless hour, every racing thought. You made it through. Not because you had all the answers, because you kept going anyway. And that's what people don't see during the day. They see someone who has it together. But you know the truth. You're not holding it together. You're holding yourself. And that's harder and braver. So if you're someone who overthinks at night but acts normal all day, know that you're not alone. Millions of people are lying awake right now, wondering the same things you are. And tomorrow, they'll smile and function just like you. Because that's what we do. We carry what we need to carry. We show up even when it's hard. And we survive another night, knowing another one is coming. But maybe tonight will be different. Maybe tonight you'll remember that your thoughts aren't you, they're just visitors passing through. And you don't have to invite them to stay. So tonight, if your mind starts to race, take a breath. Remind yourself that you're safe and let the thoughts come. But don't let them stay. You've done this before. You'll do it every time you do. You get a little bit stronger, not louder, not busier, just stronger. So here's to everyone who overthinks at night. You're not broken. You're just awake. And maybe that's exactly what you need to be right now. What about you? Do you overthink at night but act like everything's fine during the day? If this felt familiar, consider subscribing. Next time, we'll talk about the people who feel everything but show nothing. Until then, take care of that beautiful, complicated mind of yours.